Welcome back to the Mighty Pen Podcast. I'm your host, Joe Valen, and I am flying solo today. Lily, is down in Texas visiting family for the next few days, and we're on day 2, and it already sucks ass. Sucks without her. I don't know where anything is. The emails are piling up. We got shit to do. I miss her. The whole 9. But she did tell me to test out this pop filter that she got, or whatever the fuck this thing is called, so here we are. I figured I'd do a quickie. This is going to be a Kavicki podcast. No guests, no bullshit. Just, half hour or less of a rambling rant. Probably. What's new? What's new with you guys? It's the New Year's. What's new with me? What did I do? What have I done? Well, we signed with Aya Studios for Lilith's Cradle, which was exciting. The day before New Year's Eve. That was really cool. We went up to Rafael Maldonado's house and hung out with him and his lady and signed the contracts. Pretty cool. And I've been trying to get this comic made for 6 years, so now it is contractually obligated to get done. So, out of my hands, script written. I'm excited. The initial character sketches have come back. They look dope. Again, by the time this comes out, we'll be in full production. But it's good. It's good. That was good. And what else? By the time this comes out, we should be finishing up issue 1 of my comic Fibber, which I'm making with Rob Powers of Penguino's Revenge fame. Look up that comic. It's fucking hilarious and cute and awesome and badass. And but I have to say, and not throwing any shade to his past work, that I truly believe Fibber is Rob's best work yet. I think he agrees. He was even telling me he wished, a lot of his older properties looked as clean as Fibber does. So, artists listening out there, every once in a while you just get this project and you level up somehow. And it happened to Rob. I mean, talent is incremental. It'll hit you and just, I think the project connected with him too. The universe, he can really visualize it. The script connected with him. The story, the pitch hit him hard. He's in a good place now. He just had his kid. So it's pretty cool. He posts a lot of videos on TikTok. Find at Def Shogun, I believe, at TikTok. If not, I know he's on Instagram under that name, at DEFSHOGUN. And he's my boy, man. He's just got this great attitude. We haven't even really hammered out the money yet. Isn't that funny? A lot of artists listening to this are going to be like, what? How'd you get somebody to do a comic for free? Well, it's not for free, dummies. We're starting a business, okay? And Rob is an equal partner. So if I get paid, he gets paid, and y'all know I like to get paid, so he's getting paid. That's that. And he had the foresight to kind of put that together. Plus, he's not a greedy man. He wasn't really that concerned. He was more interested in the story. I don't even think we spoke about money. I think I brought it up, which is a first. Usually artists have all their demands that need to be met before production can start on anything. And then I get back a bunch of character sketches that look wonky, and we start the back and forth, tug of war for the tone of the property. It's tough. It's tough being the creator-writer guy. I wish my hands could do it. If my hands could do it, I'd just be sitting here drawing all day, but I don't know if I'd be as prolific. So, I'm thankful I get to work with such talented people and, in the comics. I can say that although writing novels is, way more difficult and takes up way more time, it's less stress in the end to write a book. You're solo out there. It's, you don't have to rely on anyone. You don't have to worry about somebody flaking on you or something like that. I mean, you could just get it done. You can trust yourself and you can get it done. With a comic, you have to have that element of trust. And with Rob, we've established it. And I've said many times on the show that I'm not really interested in making friends, so to speak. I don't really want to make friends. I don't like Friends. I'm sick of Friends. I don't even like the show Friends. It's stupid. Just a bunch of hot people. No, it's not that I don't want to make friends. It's that I don't see the point in going out and meeting people that I know I won't have the time to build that relationship with. You know, if I was just a regular feller working a 9 to 5, I'd probably look for a group of people, you know, outside my circle to hang out with. That's what the arm wrestling was supposed to be. By the way, I dipped out of that, so you guys know. I'm no longer a founding member of the arm wrestling group. I stepped out of it. Got some shadiness out of my partner. Whatever. What are you going to do? You know, I kind of saw that coming. Lily said it was weird. We hung out with him, and he wouldn't look me in the eye at our first tournament. It was really weird. And we didn't set it up. It was just really just to see how it would go with strangers. And it was funny. I told him I was out of the arm wrestling, and the next day he announced this big tournament he had planned. Well, I know he didn't set that up overnight. So, shadiness. But that's fine. That's what you get when you get in bed with strangers on weird ventures. I was curious about arm wrestling. It's fun, guys. If you ever get a chance to do it, it will hurt your arms the next day. In some cases, unmercifully so. But I liked it. I got good at it. I got strong and I liked it. So just me being 39, you know, not wanting to relent to time. That's all. So I wish them well. Who cares? I'm a writer. What do I care? Everything else is just going so good. I had this great idea for a TV pilot last night in a dead dream. I woke up and I reached for a pen, man. I had to start writing some shit down. I want to write a comedy, like an apocalyptic comedy television show. So I got the script going. I want to make sure I'm in proper screenplay format. That's new to me. But man, it's an ensemble cast. It's fucking hilarious. It's dark humor. And I think I've captured, you know, this is topical actually. I think I've captured the American spirit accidentally. It's really funny. America's gone to hell. It's one of the only countries that's gone to hell in this story. And there's a group of people who actually enjoys the apocalypse a lot more than they enjoyed civilization, despite its many challenges. And I'm not going to give away too many more details, but just because it's the details that make this one. And, you know, even if somebody took that idea and ran with it, it's not going to be as good as what I have planned. So I'm not going to give away too many details, but there's almost no reason for them to want to stay in America. And yet, you know, they do and even fight for it on some level. So I just think that there's something really beautiful about that. In this story, Mexico won't have us, Canada doesn't want us, so we're all kind of trapped here, the survivors anyway. And it sounds dark, but it's actually funny as hell. it's so topical too. I'd like to get this out within the next few years, actually. So I have to get on with my film people. I was making Deadly Richard with George the Giant, but I pulled out of that one in a rare, like I'm not above slamming the door on a project if I feel that the other people are not into it, because what happens is you push this project, you get everybody on board because you're passionate and you're a good salesperson, and they come aboard, and then you start making the damn thing, and halfway through they fucking quit, or they get other obligations or something happens. So if I don't get that Rob Powers spark day one, I don't pursue anything. You know, Rob was excited. He was down. And here's the thing. I mean, as of the time of this recording, he's cranked out the full first 24-page issue of Fibber, all storyboarded, all inked, and more than halfway sketched in like a month. Or colored. More than halfway colored in like a month. That's blinding fast compared to the people I've worked with in the past. I don't know if you guys remember, I used to have this comic, Jesus and Frankenstein, The Adventures of Jesus and Frankenstein. That's mine. And we were on that thing for fucking years, and we were on like page 13. I remember there's like 2 or 3 months where there's not a single page coming out. Are you kidding me? How do you expect to keep patrons interested? You know, they say that's what went wrong with the DC series The Watchmen. You know, it took a few years to tell that story, and, you know, comic fans couldn't stick around for that, so their numbers suffered. Well, that's from the big two, so imagine an indie IP. You have to get that shit out. And Rob's got the right speed, man. If it's funny because I didn't have issue 2 written. And I had an outline of where I wanted to go. Fibber was a trust project that was not like a main IP for me. I was like, we'll give him Fibber. If he does Fibber, we'll do something better. Now Fibber's turned into something really beautiful, really epic and amazing. And you're going to laugh, you're going to cry, and if you don't, you're a psychopath. That's all there is to it. It's just got too much heart. It's an awesome story. We've really captured that Bill Watterson, Spaceman, Spiff, and Calvin and Hobbes vibe, that space adventure, that sci-fi adventure that I loved as a kid. And he loved it too. And when I threw out that reference, he goes, oh shit, say no more, man. I'm on it. How cool. And, and then when we go over to Lilith's Cradle, how many art teams have I been through on that? What, 4, 5, 6 years trying to get that made? My baby, my, what I consider my flagship IP. And, now finally we're with Raphael. And what got me to sign with him was we went over the particulars. He explained to me how the company works. He explained how, their printing option is going to work. And that's all white noise to me. It was funny. I had Lily with me. And I just told him, no offense, man, but when you start talking anything other than the story, I can watch his mouth, but I don't fucking hear it. It's like math class or something. I'm just like, So I tap Lily and I go, you paying attention? She goes, I got this. I said, okay. And then when he's done talking, I go, did that make sense? She goes, yeah, no, it sounds good, except for A, B, and C. And she'll bring up our objections. She got the contract, made a couple of changes, sent it back. He sent it back, made a couple more changes. And then we went over to his house. So there's that personal touch. This isn't somebody I have to email and wait for a week, or that I'm going to annoy with texts or anything. This is somebody that I'm like, hey man, how about we set up a meeting this week? Oh, cool. Why don't you come over to my home? Okay. We met up at the mall with his kids the one time we were hashing out it was our initial pitch meeting, basically. How cool. And then I got Lily next to me to make sure we don't get screwed. And we're good. She likes the contract. But anyway, what made me sign with him was, I can see the financial merit in Lilith's Cradle. I know it's going to make money. There's just so much hype around just the story. In each artist that's touched it, we've built up a ton of hype. It's crazy. And it doesn't matter which artist touches it or which art style they approach it with. However, I can say that nobody's really gotten it quite right. And the character sketches that Raphael's turned in, it seems to be within the proper tone finally. And I don't want to be overbearing, but anyway, he said he wanted to do this project because he could tell how deeply personal it was to me, this story. And he also gets a sense that I've gone through a lot. And that interests him as a storyteller, as a comic creator, that this is a very personal story. This is something very serious. This is something that I need to get off my chest, that I haven't given up in 6 years, that I refuse to give up. And he signed on. He wanted it. Very cool. Very cool. That lowered my guards, and I said, yeah, why not? Let's do it. And plus with the contract, it's like he's contractually obligated to do it now. I like that. It's like, it just shows commitment. It just puts me at ease a little more. Nobody else would sign a contract. It's a little crazy. So anyway, that's going on. That looks great. By the time this comes out, you guys have seen all that on my Instagram at Joe Valen Writer. Also follow my sub account at Author Joe Valen. Just in case Instagram ever blocks me or does anything weird, I have something to fall back on and still market. But it's been tough lately, man. It's been tough to market on social media. It's dominated by shitty news and arguments, and I've been sucked into it quite a few myself. It's funny, we went from arguing about Trump to arguing about Star Wars back to arguing about Trump. Jesus, man, always fucking arguing. I'm so sick of it. That never happens to me in real life, as it were. I don't even really interact with strangers anymore. I don't think many people do. We're a closed off society now, all screen addicted. It's sad. And how do these creators go ahead and market in the midst of that tall shadow cast by this bad news all the time, every day? Today I'm seeing, it's World War III. Trump started World War III. Australia's burning. Whole fucking place is burning. All the animals dead. What? What do you mean all the animals dead? What do you mean World War III? What the fuck? I just woke up. It's the 3rd of January, guys. The fucking 3rd. This is the news we have. No wonder Americans are so stressed out and freaked out. God. And then there's like the financial burdens. You know, and everybody's speaking all their opinions and their emotions and their passions and this and that. I got to tell you, I'm going to come flat out. I'm going to come flat out and say who I'm endorsing. I'm endorsing Andrew Yang. I don't know if he'll make it that far. I mean, I like Tulsi. I like Tulsi because she was a soldier and she fought and, you know, she was a pretty young lady and I liked a lot of what she said. I mean, I don't know about all of her policies. Who knows? I'm not a political guy, guys. I just thought she was cool. And now I'm learning about Yang. I'm watching him in interviews and shit. And yeah, okay, go unsubscribe because he likes Yang. Here's why I like Yang. He just makes fucking sense. He's on the side of math. He can explain everything. He keeps cool. He doesn't offend anyone. He's pulling Republicans. That's pretty cool. He's the only Democrat that's pulling Republican people over to his side. Look at Yang. Give him a chance. That's what I say. I'm a Yang ganger. I'm part of the Yang gang now. I've converted. You know why? Because he seems very neutral. He seems very... He says not left, not right, but forward. What a great slogan for all of us that are sick of the fighting. Aren't you sick of arguing? Ostracizing people just because you want to be right about your vote? Why are you so married to your vote? Who gives a fuck how you voted? Just, you can change your mind. You know? And nobody's infallible. What the fuck? And especially some fucking dumbass. Jesus Christ. The guy tweets 50, 60, 70 times a day. Oh, go ahead. Oh, Joe's picking on Trump. I'm out of here. No, he just fucking tweets. Like, even if you like him, like, do you like that? Do you really like that? You like what he says? You like that spray fucking orange tan shit? Ay. You know, I'd be more concerned about getting political on the show. With the exception of Trump supporters don't read. They don't read my shit anyway. I was so worried about that in the beginning. I didn't want to be polarizing. I don't really post anything negative about him, but I follow it. I follow it all. And yeah, I can't fucking stand that man. That's for sure. I'll admit that right on the podcast. What a two of you on his side? And if you are, why the fuck do you like this person? What's wrong with you? What kind of person are you? This is a guy who used to host Miss Teen USA or whatever the fuck, go back there backstage with naked little girls. Like, come on. He is so fucking creepy, guys. Jesus Christ. This shit, it just brags about himself all fucking day. Ugh. That's the kind of person you like? That's who you think should represent the whole fucking free world? That little boys should look up to? Are you joking? Jesus Christ. I don't have anything for you. Rant over on politics. Just, boy, ugh. Like, they say, oh, it's not right if... First of all, I'm not a liberal. I'm a libertarian. I'm like the Ron... I think Ron Swanson for president. How's that? Just less government. Just stay out of my pocket. The whole nine. Don't touch my shit. Don't tell me what to do. Leave me alone. Go run something. Go build a road. Go build, fund his school. That's what I think. So I'm not really on any side. I just don't care. I don't give a shit. But fuck, man. There's just people that are just scum of the earth. And they say, oh, it's wrong for one side to judge the other. I don't know. If you're just blindly following this dude and you don't have a good solid reasons. I mean, when people say, oh, the system is broken, so I wanted somebody to shake it up. Well, okay. I'll give you that. He's certainly done that. But is it going the way you hoped? I highly doubt it. And now there's these people that are entrenched. They're stuck in their opinion. And they're afraid if they say anything bad about, their new fucking leader, whatever the fucking cult they're in. Jesus Christ. I've never seen people so fucking brainwashed behind one man. And it's all social media playing you for ad revenue. That's what I believe anyway. They want us fighting because that means more engagement, more time spent, more ads. So they'll purposely with the algorithms show me. I had to unfollow all my Trumpeteer buddies. I did. I got so fucking sick of their posts were abrasive to me. It was like, ha, took away welfare, ha. He bombed so-and-so. That's our man. He's not taking any crap. Not like bomber, and all this shit. And it's like, I mean, all my Trump supporter friends, yeah, they were assholes before, and I'm an asshole too, but like the way they're coming across, like no compassion, no mercy for people. You know, the kids put in camps, they think it's a good thing. I don't care if we've known each other 15 years. If you mean to tell me that those little kids stuck in America, that's a good, you like that? That makes you smile in the mirror thinking about it? You piece of shit. Ugh. And we have a dog in this fight. Lily's part Mexicano. She's disgusted. And then it comes out that a lot of these kids are sold to sex trafficking and they can't find their parents again. And they're fucking on the ground with a goddamn tinfoil blanket. And that's all they... 1-year-olds, 3-year-olds. We're proud. You're an American. You're fucking proud. Oh, god damn. It's just really hard for me to wrap my mind around that. You know, again, never political, but as a kid, I always looked at America as being like the Superman of countries. Like if something was wrong, we'd show up and we'd take care of the bullies and we make sure that the good people could relax. That's what my little naive self thought. I don't think we're that guy anymore. Like we're the fucking intrusive bastards. You know, we're the loud, braggy, taking away things from people is our favorite thing. Like what? Guys, Jesus. And here's the rant. Here's the point of the rant. You're a creator. You're trying to make a comic. Fibber makes people happy, okay? I'm trying to do something lighthearted, okay? I've always lived a pretty rough and shitty drug-addled life, and now I'm trying to be like, you know, soberish, going hiking, being nice to my girl, you know, hanging out with animals, you know, trying to teach little kids the way, you know, best I can. At least little boys how to be men. You know, and how do I compete with that? How do I compete with that kind of evil? Like, this is what I'm saying, guys. If you're a creator, I have a lot of creator friends that lurk on this show. They don't post their shit in the comments, which just infuriates me because, like we talked about, they're more concerned about helping me grow because they see us as competition than they are about free advertising. So dumb. You know, if you post a link to your work and 2 of my listeners go and buy it, what's 2 more people that got your property and they may buy issue 2, issue 3, issue 4. Some of them collect the whole run. One of them, you might be like one of their favorite IP, your favorite creators. You don't know. So the chance to reach out to that great reader that just sticks with you for life is everywhere. And to not take advantage of that because of your weird opinions. And on top of that, they're listening to the show. They're here. They're amidst us. Which is fucking creepy to me. Like, what the fuck? Like, you're just sitting here listening to me yak, going, I hate him. Okay, fine, hate me, but still post your shit just so people can find it. Because here's the thing, guys. I don't really care so much what you think about me. I care what Lily thinks about me, and I care what Rob thinks about me. I care what Jeff Palumbo thinks about me, owner spinwizcomics.com. Shout out to the sponsor. You know, my close circle, I care what Raphael thinks about me. You know? But I don't really care what the rest of you think about me. Because here's the thing. I'm not my biggest fan as it is. I don't always like me. So if I run into somebody, it's like, well, I don't like you. It's like, I can relate. Me neither. A lot of the time. I'm trying to work on myself here. I'm trying to get better. You know, this has been a wild 180 turn around for me. You know, to go to like a soft life of creating and being gentle and hanging out and while still being prepared for the worst, you know, like it's an odd place I'm in right now. I'm in the purgatory of the warrior lifestyle. It's weird. I got no war to fight. I got nobody to fight against, but I can't let my guard down and I'm starting to age. I'm going to hit 40 in June. It's when your muscles start to melt, you know, and it's frustrating. I'm gear rich. I'm ready. We're ready to go. I got Lily into the EDC lifestyle. I got her into that's the everyday carry lifestyle, the shit you have on you every single day to make sure you can get home or you can get to safety or you can defend yourself or you can start a fire or flash a light or whatever you need. Check the time. This is your EDC items. And then there's also the prepper lifestyle that we're part of. Where shit hits the fan, I need to know that we're good for at least 72 hours without leaving the home. Not only that, if we have to leave the home or evacuated, anything like that, I need to know that we have the gear we need to survive out in the woods somewhere. And we do. We're good. Lily sees the light in that too. That's part of why she's with me, in case you're wondering. You know, shit hits the fan. It's good to have a Joe around, I'd say. I'm proud of that aspect of myself. I think I've prepared well for the end times. I've John Connored up, so to speak. When the robots come, I have no idea. I think we got to all switch to green lasers. But until then, you know, we're not getting marauded. We're not getting taken advantage of. We're not getting surprised. And we're going to be in a position to help some other people too. That's good. So I'm proud of that. But it's just dark times, guys. So even if you're a creator that doesn't dig me, that's fine. But we're a very small number of people, all things considered. I know you think that our world is big because you see 10,000 people post in the same groups online and stuff. But when it comes to the world itself, we're a very small number. And I think people need us now more than ever. I think they need indie creations now more than ever. Yeah, it's great. Marvel comes out with a new film. Disney shits on us again with something else. But an indie IP, an indie story, a story from somebody that was at home, was passionate, that worked around their job or their day job or their routine to get this thing out, and they busted their ass and they did their best. It doesn't have to be perfect, guys, but you get that out there. It's got a charm to it. It's got a character to it that I think people miss. Everything's so polished and ready for translating into other cultures and stuff like that to hit that. I don't know. I mean, they're talking about box office billions and stuff. Fuck all that. I'm talking about like, hey, it's cool to have a comic out that makes 20 grand. That's cool. And you know, you reached 8,000 people that really enjoyed it. There's nothing more important than that. So if you are a creator out there, regardless of what you feel about me or my show or anything else, just keep soldiering on, guys. I am on your side. There's a lot of creators I can't fucking stand, but I hope they keep going. You know, we need you. We need all of them. This is, you know, you need a splash of color against the gray of the world. And we are engaged in a spiritual war of our own, in my opinion. There's something, I don't know why making these stupid comics and these stupid books, I don't know why they're so important to me. It's a dumb show. But it is. You know? I mean, because if you're not doing this, what the fuck are you doing? I think we'll end it right there. This takes us to 30 minutes. I'm going to throw some creator shout outs. I know it was a doom and gloom show, guys, but man, it's doom and gloom news. I got to react to this stuff. I got to be real with you. Got to be real with my scrabblings, my scribblers. You know, if you're writing, if you're making anything, you're doing comics, you're a creator or business owner of any kind, I want you to hit me up to do a creator shout out. You're going to hear a few of them coming up right here. Beep, 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 beep.
This is Matt Knowles.
And Steph Cannon from In Symmetry Creations.
The creators of Heirs of Isildur, Tales from Nocturnia, and The Accursed. And you're listening to the Mighty Pen Podcast.
Beep, 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 beep.
What's up, everybody? My name is Rob Powers, the creator of Penguino's Revenge, the story of a young samurai penguin who's out to save his family from captivity. You can check me out on Instagram, Facebook, and go to www.penguinosrevenge.com for more info. You're listening to the Mighty Pen Podcast.
Free advertising.
Again, never turn your nose up at free advertising. If you do, you are an asshole. Worse than me. I never turn my nose up at free advertising. I always want it. Also, if you are a comic creator, hit up Jeff Palumbo of spinwizcomics.com to get your IP featured on a budding and growing website. He's growing at a crazy rate. Like Jeff's growing as fast as Rob does pages. How's that? It's just nuts. It was 400 titles when we were running the ad last time. I had him on the Christmas special. He's up to 500 plus, growing up to 600. Like, wow, good job, Joffrey. And he's a good man. I endorse that man. He's a better man than I. How's that? So you don't have to like me. You have to like Jeff. And if you don't like Jeff, you're the problem, because Jeff's very likable. Shout out to my buddy Charles Fiddler. He keeps having health issues. Charles the Saint Fiddler. 1D. I always said 2Ds. It's 1D. Apparently the government changed his native name or something in his family line, and I perpetuated the problem by telling everybody it was 2Ds. It's Charles Fiddler with 1D. Find him on Facebook. If you're listening to this, it would mean a lot to me if you reached out to him and said hello. Check out his comic, Vic the Viking. He's a super nice guy. And then on the opposite side of the spectrum, not that she's a bad person, but I would probably give a shout out to Christy Shin, who's very outspoken, who's quite the potty mouth, and who illustrates and creates a comic called Demon Bitch. I'll roll in her little shout out coming up here. Beep, 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 beep.
Hello, this is Christy Shin, creator of Demon Bitch, and you are listening to the Mighty Pen Podcast. I have a Kickstarter coming up in January, starting on the 15th and ending on the 20th in February. Take on a lookout, and it's 90 pages of bullshit. And it will be totally disgusting and terrible, and probably you shouldn't do it. But you know what? So much is life and cocaine. So you talk to you later, and you have a great day at the Mighty Pen Podcast.
You can find her all over the place. Look up Christy Shin, Demon Bitch, and tell her you heard her name on the show and you wanted to say hi. She's actually pretty cool, very approachable. And Demon Bitch is very funny. You can ask her about it. You should. It's interesting. Very weird comic. I like it. And then Rob Powers at Def Shogun on Instagram and I believe TikTok. Again, tell him you heard about him on the show. Say what's up. Send him a message. Like a bunch of his stuff. Help this man grow. He's got a family. His lady's a wonderful person. His kid looks really cute. Little baby kid. Little baby tiny kid. You can find Lily at the Lily Bat on Instagram. If you are a writer and you need some help with your book, she is an official book shepherd. She got my book out and she's dealing with other books and she's helping to edit the comics, and she's got her mitts into Lilith's cradle contractually, so that's pretty cool too. You can find her at the Lily Bat on Instagram. And who else? Who else do I want to give a shout out to? Who else do I like anyone else? I'm sure I do. Nobody's coming to mind offhand. I know it's been doom and gloom, this show. It's not really a show, just a little rant to test out this new little mic apparatus. But I don't know. I mean, I guess the takeaway from this is, Janneke de Roy, the lead singer of Alter Ego, in the Netherlands. Sweetest girl in the world. Janneke with a J. Janneke. I can never spell her name right. D-E Roy. O-O-O-R-O-O-Y. And you can find her on Facebook or go through my page or whatever. But these people all like to hear from you guys too. So when you reach out and you say hi, you're making their day. That doesn't cost you a fucking dime. You subscribe to their thing. Say what's up. If you're listening to this on YouTube, don't forget to subscribe. Share it with a friend. We need to get the YouTube growing a little faster. It's growing at the speed of smell. And I want to have more people on the show. I want to kind of expand it out. Do some crazy stuff. Get to video. The Twitch is kind of on hold right now. We've just been so goddamn busy. And that's it. Guys, go buy Unkillable Joe on Amazon. Paperback or ebook is fine. I just want to get the story in front of as many pairs of eyes as I can. It's not a money thing. Money's fine, but that's not that important. Patreon.com/Joe Valen Writer. You could give me $1. That's another way to help me out. But really, I mostly care right now about subscribing to YouTube, reading Unkillable Joe, and the most important thing is saying hi to the friends I've mentioned. Let's pick them up a little bit, because that's in line with what our theme of this little 35-minute thing I'm doing here. You know, like, just go out of your way. There's enough bad news in the world. You know how cool it would be to just go to somebody's page that you don't know, hit a bunch of their stuff, and just say, hey, I heard you on Joe Valen's show on the Mighty Pen. You sounded like a cool guy, and I just wanted to say hi, introduce myself. I create this, or I'm just a big fan, and so on. They would love that. especially Charles Fiddler. Say hi to him and wish him well. I have a feeling he's just running on positivity right now. Like, that's what's keeping him going. He keeps having these fucking blackouts and strokes and heart surgeries and eye surgeries, and Jesus, poor guy. Heart goes out to you, Charles. But yeah, you know, you guys are the readers. You guys are the listeners. You're the other half of everything we do. So important. And if you're a lurker and you know, you're against me, then what are you doing wasting your time listening to me yap? So silly. So silly and Thomas J. Petty of you. Don't be Thomas J. Petty. Anyway, as always, guys, I love you. I love who I love. I don't like who I don't. You know who he is. You know which side of the line you're on. And if you don't introduce yourself, become visible. Don't be a lurker. Hit like. Hit subscribe. Leave a nice comment. You got something bad to say, maybe skip it. I'm sensitive. Believe it or not. And, yeah, guys. When Lily gets home, we're going to do a proper show. And I think we have the Belladonna band coming on pretty soon. They're an Italian band. They were featured in this Black Panther soundtrack and a bunch of other stuff. Nice people out of Italy. Can teach me about the mother country since I'm Siciliano to Madigan and I don't know shit about my own stuff. And that's about it, guys. Thanks for tuning in, and we will catch in with you on a full feature show shortly. Thanks.
As long as my heart continues to beat, then I will continue to create.